Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Astro Colony. I'm AxionEvolved, and today we got to get this whole setup we got going better. We just got to do everything better. But before I get started, do me a quick favor. Scroll down just a hair and hit that subscribe button. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. We're slowly growing, and you can help. And with that out of the way, let's hop right into this episode. So things may look a little bit different since the end of the last episode. I did a little bit of work. I expanded out this platform over here, added this platform up here, put all the astronaut stuff down here. You know, this guy, they got some food now. They got little places to sleep and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for over here. Most of the work I've been doing has been over in this direction, where I've started to throw some of these drills down, right? And I think they just go down like this one, like 5 meters or something, 5 units or whatever, and they just drill whatever's there. And then I just have them set all to output and go into the base over there, right? And so you can see over here we had, oh yeah, and I dug these channels to kind of just help funnel things where we want to go, right? I kind of made like a little crossroad here, you know, to kind of help us just kind of make sense of where everything is, right? You can see this guy's digging out gold, and these are super simple, right? They just take 3 power. I just throw it down in there, output, and it all kind of gets sorted over there. This one's super important because if we go over here and look, this guy's actually working on iron, right? And so I'll be moving this around to kind of collect all this iron and output over there, but iron's very important. If we do kind of do a little scan here, we got iron there, got a big old vein down there, ton of carbon. That's actually crazy. Copper. So there's quite a bit of stuff on here that we're going to end up using. So yep, this guy's just doing his thing, and we'll reposition it as necessary. But I want to, for starters, I want to get a little bit of this like extra research out of the way and kind of continue on with this guy over here, because I got some good feedback in the comments on the last video on how I might be able to do this a little bit better, especially right here with a bunch of pushers in a row. So I want to kind of test that out. But first, let's take a look at our research tree. And there's a couple things that we need to do, right? So we're kind of using this stuff, no problem. Aluminum bars, we're doing all that. I want to get, so you can see, 84 engineering science, 79 chemistry. I built this belt here, right? This little guy right here, which it takes these bars, so I think it's 50% of the extra bars that come in here, and it just sends them up. And right now this is getting, I think, 10%. Maybe I'll do 20%. 20% for the copper, 20% for the iron, right? So of that 20%, 10% will go to our research, and it just works automatically. So I'm hand feeding this stuff in, you know, like I'll just do that to kind of get the other science, but it's slowly been building up. So let's take a look at kind of what we got, right? Space science, we're going to need. Carbon fiber, I also know we're going to need. Oh, so that's biology science and that's space science. So it's 2 separate things. And motherboards, right? Ooh, spacecraft. That's cool. 12 space science. For sure, advanced logistics. I want that pretty bad. Aluminum plates, I think we can get. Let's get these sciences, though. 33 and 68. Engineering science, kind of low, huh? Can't get any of this stuff. Decorations, I'm not super concerned with. At some point, I would like to play around with decorations and actually kind of make something like pretty. But I think I want a bigger base setup before I kind of do all that. What does this get us? Aluminum plates we're going to want. Create colony. That's interesting. What else we got over here? Anything crazy? Dang, there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe once we get all this science kind of going better. Let's get this guy for now. So what that got us, though, let's take a look. Better paths. Do I have a path? Like hotbar. Yeah, I do. Let's do that. I've got these spaces for all the other things we're going to need. I should probably also this actually makes sense. Maybe I actually won't put those on there. This is kind of like my logistics, but what I could probably use, maybe some storage. And that's probably it, honestly. Yeah, okay. So what I want to look at, this is a kind of an obvious bottleneck right here. So what I want to do, oh, well, one thing I have been doing, I've been using this guy to make glass, right? And glass is something we need for some of these belts, right? So if I go here and we look at paths, we can see gears, wire, and plates. Okay, so I guess maybe we need those for the tubes? I don't know. I want to basically try to change these. So let's get rid of these belts. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this way. Oh, and I'm out of gears. Okay. So I'm actually not going to do that. Oops. All right. We need to kind of, I guess it's just going to have to bottleneck for now. All right, but I got aluminum bars going in there. Glass is going back into there. So we got 446. But we need to kind of get more stuff. We need to process all these bars into something more, right? And this is an obvious bottleneck, but hopefully we can kind of adjust for that. So what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking, where is the button? So this output is kind of our bottleneck here, right? So I wonder, this can do plates. That's kind of what this is for, right? But we can also get screws. Oh man, we can do so much in this thing. What does this guy do? This guy does rods. So that's the other thing from here is rods. We need wire, right? We need like a wire, we need to make all of our wire stuff, right? So what is, oh, that's the constructor, right? And that's not wire. We got manufacturer. Manufacturer looks like it gets us from plates to wires. Screws to gears. And then does this do screws? Yeah, rods to screws. Okay. So what I'm thinking, we're making rods over here. This is a dedicated rod factory. And if anything, it's just kind of short on carbon. How much are we sending? Oh, I mean, it's 50-50 split, so it's just kind of slow, I guess. But we can dedicate, let's see here. Let's get rid of this aluminum and have that go carbon. We have so much aluminum. We got like over 900 bars. I think we're okay for now, honestly. And gold and aluminum, we're okay for now. So we'll have that do carbon, and that'll kind of increase the carbon we get from over here, because that's, I think, our only source of carbon for the time being. And it should be set to kind of automatically filter it all out. And one thing we can do is we can kind of dedicate what we get over here, right? Because I think you can tell this to only go after certain ones, right? The moral of the story is I think we can make this only attract certain resources, which is okay for now, but maybe this guy doing his thing is better. So, okay, so here we go. So, oh, well, that's less exciting, but maybe it's fine. This guy will start grabbing carbon. There's so much carbon nearby that I think it'll be fine. So what I kind of want to do is maybe future plan. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to throw another one right there, and I'm going to get rid of that. And these are basically going to be, they're just temporary. I guess not temporary, but they're just set up for the future. You know what I mean? At some point I want to use them, and so I'll have them here. Maybe we hand feed them, maybe we don't, but we at least have them all. And we can kind of rethink how we're doing all of this other stuff. Because if, let's see here. If I can do something like this, right? We can actually test this right here. if I can do that, ice, then I can eliminate this other stuff, you know? And then I can run belts simultaneously. Here we go. Oh, that does just work. Oh man, that actually makes things so much easier and less ugly. That's really nice. And so I can do, in theory, the same thing here. I can kind of cut that belt shorter. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of that belt kind of reworking, but you can see that's kind of what I was talking about right there. So it does take a while, and it can, looks like it can hold up the other belts, but as long as you're not oversaturating the belts, like it might be a little slow here to do it that way, but for now I think it's probably okay. All right, so we need, this guy makes wire. Now we do have quite a bit of wire. Maybe not as much golden wire, but we have wire. But we do still, this is more important, I think. Steel screws, probably these electronic parts. So one thing we can maybe look at, if we say that we're going to dedicate these guys to coal or carbon, where are they going over here? They must be, because there's a big old, like there's carbon down there. Okay, so they must be going for that carbon. They're just having some trouble navigating. But if they're doing that, so you got plenty of stock right there. What I'm thinking about is we need the carbon to make the rods, and the rods to make the screws, right? And we make the screws in this, maybe? This is where we make the rods, right? Plates in that. Screws in this guy. Yeah, and this is rod to 3 screws. So it's always like a waterfall, right? And then on top of that, we need to process all of our water. Okay, so now I kind of just diverted the ice to go into here. I threw just all the ice in there. And then we're going to need to do some water pipes. So I'm going to, oh, let's see here. I'm going to move this. And then I'm going to make a little water reservoir. And by little, I mean a big water reservoir. And we're just going to do that. And we're going to do that. And then that should... Oh, this needs 4 power. What am I doing? You know what? What am I doing? Let's just power this up the right way. All right, so then that should do its thing. This will fill up with all that water. But we're doing that. This only makes oxygen, and I think we have like a ton of that stuff. So I can just grab that. And this only needs 1 power, right? So I'm going to get rid of both of these, actually. And I have this centrally located just because I want it to... I want it to cover as much area that we're walking around as possible. So then we'll do this guy. All right, so oxygen is basically perpetual now. I think there might be a range on how far we can go to use, like how far one of those can grab from this oxygen, but that isn't right now, and you know we'll figure that out later. So the next thing we need to do, yeah, I'm gonna redo a lot of this belt work after in the next few episodes. Look at all that. We're getting a lot of carbon in. That's actually really nice. But it'd be really nice to just do this. And carbon. And then just get rid of all that. Just easy mode. Nice. Okay. So I want to make more rods. And I want to make more... Oh man, we need wire, rods, plates. Plates, I think we're okay. I could even... What is this? Let's just get rid of that. I could even conceivably use some of the stuff from in here, right? All right, so we have 1,300 rods. I mean, we got a ton of wire. But we also got a ton of plates. And I want to see if there's a way that we can limit what we output, right? So let me do an advanced constructor. Oh wait, that's this. And we got to figure out rods into screws, right? So I'm going to put another one of these down. I'm going to put it kind of maybe somewhere over here. Because eventually this is just going to output right back into where it comes from, right? So we'll do something like this. We'll do something like that. And then I want to do this in a couple ways. Or what I want to think about is I'm going to need a filter right there. And that filter is going to be iron rods. From there, I'm going to split it because I only want 50%. Oh, maybe I'll actually do it this way. I only want 50% of the stuff to come out of the rods, right? And then I'll just have the screws come out this way. Right? I think that'll work. Let's see. Okay, perfect. And then we could just power this up, and then this is literally only making steel screws. Of course, once it gets power. All right, so now we're making screws, which is what we want, right? The screws are nice. They'll just go in there and be fed and be happy, right? And this can't do anything else. So now we need one of these guys, maybe? So you are just... You know, that's another thing we could possibly do. Now, I guess it makes more sense to have this specifically right here, because this is what's making our rods. And right now it looks like it's just limited by the carbon ore. But we should be getting more carbon in general. Yeah, it's just 50-50 splitting. How much do we have like in our last guy over here? So it's got 112. So it's not as though I'm, you know, as happy with that number as I could be. So we'll leave that alone. It'll just be kind of slow, and then, you know, maybe we'll actually do 25% because it's 3-to-1 output, right? Yeah. But what we can do is we can use this output again to make the other stuff. So let's see what does that. So manufacturer does wire. That does that. Bars into plates. Oh wait, was it the smelter that does the screw or the... No, that does the rods. It's so... Is it you? Yeah, okay. Screws into gears. All right, so I want to get rid of that. And I'm going to put this somewhere over here. Kind of like... Even like right there, right? Because then what I can do is I can just split this, right? And I can do 50-50. And we'll just go right into that. And we'll just... Ooh. Actually, I didn't think about that. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal, right? I want to just output onto here, but I don't want the screws coming back in here. Oh, wait. I can just choose to split screws. I didn't even realize you could filter the splitters. That's actually super cool. All right, so let's open that up. All right, and then we'll just turn on the gears recipe. And this is 2 for 2, so that's kind of nice. And that looks like we got gears. Now let's make sure it doesn't split, right? And it doesn't split at all. Awesome. So look at that. Just like that. Let's get this ice out of here. We got gears. Carbon we can take out. Stone and dirt I think is okay. So carbon ore we're going to throw into here. Just to make sure that our rod production is going well. Ice we'll throw into here. I mean, this is so much ice. Look, this is 192 stored. Boom. Like, that's so easy. And this just is that. So one thing we need to do, I mean, these guys have food up here, right? Hydrotonic, but they could use more. One other thing we do, we're collecting all of this stuff here. Eventually, quartz we're going to need to use to make glass, and then we're going to need to use it to make hydrotonic, right? And I don't know where all that's made. I don't remember where they make hydrotonic. Was it in one of... I think it was this guy. Yeah, so this makes hydrogen and hydrotonic. And it also needs water. I mean, this is something we'll eventually get set up, right? Because we want hydrogen and hydrotonic. And eventually it looks like we can make stone blocks from water and dirt. That's huge. I don't know what stone blocks are used for, but we can make them, right? So we'll leave that there for now. Not really concerned about turning that on. But that is looking better. Now, the only other thing is wire, right? And that's, I think, what this guy's for. So these are all the different wires. And I think we're going to need electronic parts and motherboards. So where are electronic parts made? Produced by Constructor Advanced. Is that this guy? It is. Okay. So then what I think we can do is we can do this. Oh, you know what's funny? So I can just set it for that, right? And then just get rid of that filter. And then it can at least double up. This is a perfect candidate. These belts right here are perfect candidates for the tier 2s. The advanced conveyor belts. Just like this one is here, which should alleviate some bottleneck. I would imagine, right? All right, so then what we can do is we can do something like this. This would just need to have the plates come... Oh, we need to make the wire first, right? Oh, actually, I wonder if I should just use this one, right? This is taking the screws directly, but there's another input over here. So one thing I guess I can do is... Yeah. Okay, so one thing I can do is I can do something like this. We'll grab that. That'll go back in. But that's going to be... let's say... 90% will keep the bars. And we'll do that. 10% we'll put into the system. And then this guy will just use this to literally also make wire. Right? And then we can just do that. Now, the only thing is I don't know if this is going to just... Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me rethink this. I think this is just going to take the first one, right? I want it to take all three evenly. Okay, hold on. So, let's think here. Let's say we're going to output this way. So the problem is I want to output all three of those kinds of belts or those kinds of plates, but then I want only 10% of each kind of plate to go into here. So I think I need to almost filter out each one separately. And I'm thinking I might also want to move these stairs. Maybe just to somewhere over here. That's so our little astronauts can get up here. I put them over here because I thought they'd be out of the way. But, of course, they're not out of the way. All right. So, at least a little bit more space here. I might throw on something like this. Just give myself a little bit of a buffer there, right? Okay. So, if we output here. Let's say we're outputting these three things. Then from there, we'll go out 1, 2, 3, and then the rest will come into here. From those three things, we're going to have 3 splitters. 1, 2, 3. And this will be iron, copper, gold plates. And then those will just come right back in. The copper, or this one, actually, we'll have them go this way. We'll have them come in there. So this one, we'll do 0 here. And we want 9 going that way. And we'll just kind of do the same thing. 0, 9, 0, 0, 1, 9. All right, that should work. Let's see. Okay, so like it's sending 9 out. The problem is I think it's going to just take the first one. So that might not actually work. Okay, so let's just do this then. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these. And then I guess I'll just have to take out from multiple sides. So, I mean, I could do this. Right? I mean, I could do something like that. Something like that. That. Actually, I probably don't even need to do that, huh? Oh, I guess I do need to do that. You know? And then we can just hook up this way. And then I could have some just come this way. And then I'll just do kind of the same thing here. I mean, it's either that or I split off from this. But I think it's hard. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe this is the way to go. I think, you know what? Now that I'm actually processing this, I think that might be the way to go. Let's just get rid of those. Because I can do this series of splitters right here. Or, yeah, splitters. And just have them all coalesce onto the same belt. So kind of like that. And then we'll just have a belt that goes this way. Except we'll make it here. Or we'll make that 1, 9, 0. Right? And we'll make this one copper 1, 9, 0. And then we'll make this gold 1, 9, 0. Alright, so now we should at least be getting a smattering of these belts. Now I just got to get them over there, which should be easy enough. And that should filter out everything just how we want. Perfect. And then this we have set to make all the wire. And we only got the one output, but that should be okay. Filtering that. We're getting gears. We should be making wire soon. Yeah, look at that. We're making wire. Should get some gold plates eventually. Yeah, we got gold plates there. Gold I might actually do 50-50. Because I don't think we use gold plates much. Let's see here. We can actually check, right? But not enough. We don't actually use it in production as much as we use the wire, right? So that's actually looking perfect. Nice. Okay, what is... so I think we actually need wire to produce other things, right? So we're also going to need to make electronic parts. And I think the electronic parts actually are used for motherboards. And electronic parts are used by these manufacturers? Are they? Wait, do we have these manufacturers? Like, what is that? That just takes that to build. What does that take? Oh, so that does take... Oh, that doesn't even take it either. All right. Oh, come on now. Here, let's fill in this little gap too. Okay. So then now what I'm also thinking is, what do I have? What do I have this set on? I'm gonna have this guy be wire. So it'll, oh, I'm gonna run into the same issue, huh? Okay. So then I gotta think here. Well, I guess copper wire I can have split, right? It's just copper wire? Yeah, yeah. So here's what I'll do. I'll make this copper wire. And then I'll have this go 50-50. Man, this is like such a convoluted way to do everything, but I also kind of like it. Yeah, so now any copper wire should come out. And this is looking to be a little bit of a mess. There we go. Because we're not outputting anything over here that we need to go through this filter. It's just for the gears. So at least that way it can output faster. We got left, right. Perfect. And then that should be making electronic parts. Right? And then we just have the screws. This is making screws and electronic parts. I guess electronic parts are only really needed for motherboards, which are made in a manufacturer. Okay. And this is a manufacturer. So where is the output from this? Is that, there's just, oh, there's those two outputs. Do I have an input over here? Yeah, I got inputs over here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to input, we're going to put this route here. We're going to have this guy come up, that go down. And I'm going to make a filter. And that's going to be for electronic parts. And then those are going to output that way and go in here. Where that is just going to make nothing but motherboards. And those will output this way. Yeah, so I think the only slow part here is going to be how fast we get those copper plates. And I'm going to make that 50-50. Because we don't use copper plates for much other than wire, I don't think. Like, let's see here. And I've got so many copper plates. Yeah, so copper plates used to make wire, and I think it's used in the robot assembler for some things. But in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this 50%, take it, and put it into here. So it'll just be making wire for days, right? And most of that wire is going to go into here. So I'll make that actually 75-25. And we're just going to be making motherboards because I think we're going to need that. And if we look at the lab, we can see what the other sciences need. Motherboards are a big one. Oxygen and carbon fiber for biology. Okay, so motherboards, aluminum bar, we're about to have a ton of that. And I think we might have to have like an astronaut or something for that science. Cook, engineer, scientist. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop for this episode. Kind of interesting how we're getting this done, but I think it's gonna be. I think it'll work out kind of nicely. We're definitely getting up there in the technology, and in between episodes, I'm going to kind of clean some of this up and maybe just make it a little bit better, laid out a little bit more. I just needed this to be built so I can kind of understand what exactly it is that I'm doing and kind of how it all fits together. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, and I think it's going to be a nice thing. This is a nice little trick right here, provided, you know, we don't overload the belts like we're not here. I can even add more of these over here, so that'll be kind of nice. I might even move these down here and give myself more space there to do something. who knows, right? The sky's the limit. So with that, thank you all so much. I hope you're enjoying the episode. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking about everything. Tips and tricks from those of you who played. I love it. I need to kind of do more up here, you know, get more astronauts in here, and a lot of stuff to do. And there's so much more in the tech tree to unlock. All the animal stuff, we haven't even got there yet. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much, and we'll see you in the next one.